In many ways, Drupal got started by accident, meaning I wanted to build a quick message board to share notes with my friends, and I also wanted to do that in PHP and MySQL, because these were two new technologies for me. This is 12 years ago or 13 years ago, when PHP and MySQL were still relatively new. And so I figured I would spend a couple of nights, building this message board as a learning experience. So for the first 7 years after I started Drupal, I kind of worked on it as a hobby project. Just something that I did after hours, never made any money with it. At that point, Drupal was getting, a lot of traction, to be honest, and so it's like I had two full-time jobs, Drupal, as a hobby project, and then my PhD work, and basically decided to turn my passion into my full-time job, and decided to start a company called Acquia. Obviously now Drupal is one of the bigger open source projects, powers about 1 out of 50 websites in the world. There's a large ecosystem around it as well, lots of companies doing Drupal websites for customers. Some of them are intranets, others are sort of corporate websites, blogs, social websites. We've got Acquia. We almost never compete with Joomla or WordPress. We always compete with the proprietary software vendors, companies like Adobe, companies like Sitecore, all the way to Jive, which is social business software. I think where we win in that space is obviously because we are open source. There's usually a little cost advantage, but primarily we win there because we're actually the better technology. And the reason we're the better technology is because of the large community of people that we have in the Drupal world. There's hundreds of thousands of people that help build the software, and as a result we see a lot of innovation. Today we announced a $30 million round of funding for Acquia. We'll use that money for a number of different things. First of all, we'll put some money aside, but obviously our goal is to continue to grow, so we'll use that money to invest primarily in sales and marketing, but also in engineering. But you'll see us invest in sales and marketing specifically with the goal of international expansion. We'll set up bigger offices across Europe, but also Asia and Australia. And then maybe a third thing which we'll do with the money is we'll do some, or we may do some small acquisitions, some M&A, to either acquire some talent because we're growing very fast, or to acquire some features or functions that we can add to our product. So